Now we are going to start with our new chapter, which is chemical kinetics. Before starting this chapter and before moving forward, let's first know that what is kinetics. So basically, students, kinetics is derived from a Greek word, kinesis. Okay, so this kinesis word means movement. So basically, chemical kinetics is the branch of chemistry which deals with the study of the reaction rates and their mechanisms. All of you know that chemistry by its very nature is concerned with the change, and substance with well defined properties are converted by the chemical reactions into other substances with different properties. And for studying those chemical reactions, it also becomes necessary for us to know the speed of those reactions. So basically, the basic idea of studying this chapter, or the basic purpose of first studying this chapter, is to know the speed of the reaction and to determine the mechanisms of the reactions taking place in the nature. So first of all, let's start with our first topic, which is the rate of a reaction. As you all know, you must have studied in your class 11. In class 11, let me remind you that you had studied your chapter chemical equilibrium. In that chapter, you had studied about the rate of a reaction. So you all know that rate of a reaction depends on two things. First is either the decrease in the concentration of the reactants, or through the increase in the concentration of the products. First of all, let's consider a hypothetical reaction where this R, which represents the reactants, is being converted into the products, which is represented by P. Here I have shown you few symbols. R1 here represents the concentration of the reactant at time t1. This t1 is the time, initial time, or you can say. Okay, so R1 is the concentration of the reactant, or you can say it is the initial concentration of the reactant at time t1. R2 is the concentration of the reactant at time t2, or you can say the final concentration of the reactant at time t2. P1 is the concentration of the product at time t1, and P2 is the concentration of the reactant of the product at time t2. Now delta t means change in time. Okay, so delta t will be equal to final temperature minus the initial temperature, that is t2 minus t1. And similarly, delta r means change in the concentration of the reactant. Okay, so the change in the concentration of the reactant will be equal to the final concentration minus the initial concentration, that is your R2 minus R1. Similarly, the change in the product, that is delta P, will be equal to P2 minus P1. Okay, this P2 minus P1 means final product concentration of the final product minus the concentration of the initial product. Okay, this square bracket represents the concentration of the product and the reactants. So this square bracket is for representing the concentration. Now, as I told you in earlier, that this rate of reaction depends on two things: either the decrease in the concentration of the reactant, or you can say disappearance of the concentration of the reactant, or the increase in the concentration of the product, or you can say appearance of the product. Okay, so the rate of disappearance of the reactant, that is R, will be equal to decrease in concentration of reactant upon time taken. Okay, so this will be equal to delta R upon delta T. Okay, means the change in the concentration of reactant upon the time interval taken for it. Okay, and this will have a minus sign. This minus sign is due to shows the decrease in the concentration of the reactant. Next, the rate of the appearance of the product. Okay, So rate of the appearance of the product will be equal to increase in concentration of product upon time taken, or you can say it will be equal to change in the concentration of the product upon the time taken. Okay, that is delta P upon delta T. Okay, so basically the rate of a reaction can be determined by two things, either through the change in the concentration of the reactant or through the change in the concentration of the product, and the time interval during which the change is being occurred. Okay, so this is how you can calculate the rate of a reaction, either through the concentration of the reactant or through the concentration of the product. Okay, now how to represent the rate of a reaction through equations? Let's look here. Rate of reaction when stoichiometric coefficient of the reactants and products are same. Stoichiometric coefficient you have studied in class 11, that what is stoichiometric coefficient. I'll just remind you here. Stoichiometric coefficient means the numbers of moles of a reactant taking part in the reactions. Okay, so basically here nothing, for example here this is your reaction, Hg, that is silver, is being reacted with chlorine and it is forming silver chloride, right? So in this reaction you can see that nothing is written before this silver chlorine or silver chloride. It means that the stoichiometric coefficient for silver will be 1, chlorine will be 1, and for silver chloride will be also 1. So in that case the rate of reaction is represented like this. Rate of reaction will be equal to delta Hg upon delta T, that is the change in the concentration of the mercury upon the time taken, or it can be also represented by the change of the concentration of the chlorine upon the time taken, and also through the product formed during the reaction. The product here is a silver chloride, so here the silver chloride, change in the concentration of silver chloride upon the time taken. Okay, so here you can see that there are two reactants which are participating in the reaction, so we can represent the rate of the reaction using any of the reactant being used in this reaction. Now let's move forward with the rate of reaction where the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactants and products are not same. Here we can see that the stoichiometric coefficient for hydrogen iodide is 2, and for hydrogen and iodine here is only 1, means the stoichiometric coefficient are not same for the reactant and the product in this case as it was same in this case. In this case the rate of the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant and product was 1. Here the stoichiometric coefficient for reactant is 2 and the stoichiometric coefficient for the products are 1 in both the cases. So for this we represent it like this. This stoichiometric coefficient is converted into its fraction, that is 1 by 2, means half 1 by 2, half of the change in the concentration of hydrogen iodide upon the time taken will be equal to the product which is hydrogen upon change in the concentration of hydrogen upon the time taken, and the change in concentration of iodine upon time taken. As I told you earlier that in the cases where there are more than one reactants participating in a reaction, in those cases the rate of reaction can be represented by either of the reactants. So similarly in case of products also, if there are two or more products participating in a reaction or formed in a reaction, then in that case the rate of reaction can be represented by using either of the products. Means you can also represent the rate of reaction through hydrogen, or you can also represent it through the iodine. It will have same value. Okay, and also you have to take care of the signs used in this. For example, in case of reactants, when we write the rate of a reaction, then we represent it with a negative sign, and in case of product we use positive sign. Okay, so this is how we write a rate of a reaction in case of the reactants and having same or different stoichiometric coefficients.